Good morning, this is Brooksy. We augment in online classes because online classes have many advantages. We introduce online classes advantage. Um, classes advantage. We can study whenever you want in the comfort of your home. Me introduce this
Mask, remove.
advantage and
Ate, remove your mask.
uh,
All students, remove your mask. One gentleman said, only teachers
Young
are.
Yang will introduce, you will be able to build your tech skills. And Young will explain you have more choices of course topics. And Rust Stella says you learn a lot about self-discipline and responsibility. And Stella will introduce conclusion also. At first, you can study whenever you want to in comfort of your home. You can run at your own pace and time through online learning. Whether you are a full-time student or professional looking to advance your career. Taking online classes means you get to do schoolwork on your own terms. You just have to make sure you submit your requirements on or before their deadline. You will be able to, second is you will be able to build your tech skills. Regardless if you are in technology world or not, you will be able to brush up on your tech skills through online learning. If you are running a tech online course, you will be able to practice the skill you learn easily. A lot of jobs nowadays involve working with computers or smart devices, and being tech savvy means you will be able to use necessary applications or tools with ease. Anything you...
Okay. You have question? Sian? Gian? Yunso? With regards to contest?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said comfortable of home, right?
Yeah.
And then if students study in home,
Yeah.
that easily way to lying on the bed or playing the game because teachers can't see them. Teachers can't.
Then teacher can see because big glasses, we use big glasses and we can see hole in my body. So teachers can see
How?
because teacher have a big camera.
But if I turn off my video, they can see.
Teacher can turn on the camera and the student's camera.
But again, I turn off my video. They can't control our video.
Then teachers say turn on the camera and they will be punished in students.
If they don't regulate from teacher.
So they will get punishment and they will be good at in online classes.
Okay, stop. Okay, next. First speaker from the other group. Yunso? Wait. So again, three.
I
하는 거?
3minutes 받아야 돼요. 저 1분 남겨놓고 말을.
Yeah, here. Okay, ready?
그냥 네가
Go.
적으면 돼?
Ante, listen.
I am strongly claiming that
Louder.
face-to-face much more efficient than online classes. This is due to online classes caused by pandemic. There are many for and against opinions regarding to face-to-face classes. For now, I think the face-to-face classes are absolutely necessary for our intensive learning environment and social interaction as a human being. As I mentioned earlier, we think that face-to-face classes increase our concentration much more. In the case of online classes that require the internet, if the internet is disconnected even once, the concentration of the class will decrease. For example, even in Korea, students from many schools have been taking online classes for 2.5 years. However, if in Korea, which is an internet powerhouse, there were several cases such as hard to conduct online classes due to the large number of people contacted and screen delay problems. Also, when students are taking classes at home, some students lie down while taking classes or do other actions without listening to the classes properly. If this situation continues, students will not be able to remember the proper learning content, and not only their study but also their learning achievement will be lowered. Also, if you look at Korea's Seoul Economic News, 58% of her parents say they oppose remote classes. This is because the burden of having to replace the child's academic guardians and life guardians at home, which was in charge at school, played a large role, and the reason that children themselves have the burden of practicality. Offset directed learning in a comfortable and playful house. As long as it is a growing trend, the burden of parents and students is growing. So we need to allow students to live in school by conducting classes. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, the other group, you can ask question to Byun Song.
있어?
Ahead.
I have a question. You said you can study more comfortable, right? Why? Why you can study more comfortable?
Because student is very interesting.
We can use multi-data available like resource like YouTube like this. So we can study more comfortable, right? We can find some resource so we can understand more easily, right?
Can I help? Come again.
She said we can study more comfortable in face-to-face classes, but we can study and we can use some various of resource. So we can study more comfortable and we can find some resource also. So we can understand more easily.
I know what you're saying, but in school we can interacting with other people, so we can feel comfortable place because we can interacting with other people. Interacting with other people is very important to child or children, so we can interacting and we can feel the emotion. That place is very important and comfortable for me, for hours.
But we can also chatting with some peoples and we can use some SNS and direct message also. So we can interact other people also.
But SNS and the resource is very limited from display, and we can interacting with other people in our daily life. We can feel and we can help each other, and if I have a question or if I have a problem, I can ask the teacher immediately.
But we can message with others. We can share some resource and others, and we can talk with my intelligence. So we can get a lot of intelligence also. And you said you can question teacher immediately. We can also do this. And if I have a uncomfortable, we have uncomfortable some message. In face to face we can say difficult, but in online we can say easily also.
And you said you have a lot of intelligence. You said, right?
We share with my friends and we can get my friends' intelligence, so we can get a lot of intelligence also.
What do you mean by intelligence?
Like
It's okay.
intelligent like study,
Knowledge, especially what you're talking about.
knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. I'll stop. That will be the 3 questions. Okay, next, second speaker.
Second, another advantage of online education is that it allows
Make it louder.
students to attend classes from any location of their choice. It also allows schools to reach out to a more extensive network of students instead of being restricted by geographical boundaries. Additionally, online lectures can be recorded, observed, and shared for future reference. This allows students to access to learning material at a time of their comfort. Thus, online learning offers students the flexibility of time and place in education. And since online classes can be taken from home and location of choice, there are fewer chances of students missing out on lesson. different learning journey and different learning style. Some students are visual visual learning, while some students perfect to learn without or audio. Similarly, some students thrive in the classroom, and other students are solo learners who get distracted by a large group. Online class is no space constraint because we can study everywhere. And we can study in study cafe.
In study cafe, we can study in
Study cafe. Home, we can study more easily.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, question from the other group.
Hi,
Yes.
I have one question.
yeah.
You said study cafe, but study cafe is independent place, right? Like, for example, if you go to study cafe, studying is your choice and it depends on your choice. But if study is choice, if study can be choice, I think almost all people can't focus on that study. How to solve this problem?
Can I help her? So, what you say?
Study cafe
Yeah.
is independent place, right? Because you can study independently and studying is your choice. It depends on your choice. But if studying is your choice, almost all students can't focus on their study. How to
In
solve
study
this
cafe?
problem? Yes. Because independently.
So, our mind is very important. For example, we thought I have to study, so we can study. In study cafe is very quiet, so we can focus more easily.
But you have a gadget
Yeah,
and you have a phone and tablet.
yeah,
You can play the game and you can sleep in that place.
yeah.
But there is no teacher, so there is no person who can regulate yourself.
So we only use online class in notebook, and cell phone and tablet PC is live in house.
But how do you study? Your opinion is online.
Yeah, I can study in notebook. I said notebook in.
Notebook can play SNS or another communication.
So our mind is important, and we can.
Stock knowledge. He's talking about the stock knowledge. His own.
Talking about
Yeah.
motivation.
Yes. Okay, continue, Hante.
So, we can focus in laptop. And teacher say, "What are you doing?" So we stop game also.
There's no teacher in study cafe. There's no teacher.
No, in online class.
Online
We,
class.
you
in
can
study
wear
cafe.
earphone.
And you can answer to question of teacher.
Yeah, in chatting.
Chatting.
Okay, last. Okay.
So we can improve our technology skills.
Bakit ba ulo mo?
Okay. Technology skills.
Yes.
Ah no, we can improve our
Sumasakit ulo mo.
smart.
Technical skills.
Okay,
Oh,
done.
yeah.
Okay, done. Next speaker, Dion. Okay, wait, Dion. Are you ready? Your face is the most happy face in your group. Because whenever somebody is talking, you keep up.
Understand all.
Yes.
Understand everything.
Okay, so timer starts. Quiet. Timer starts now.
These days, you can
Make
see
it louder.
several advantages of meeting people physically. If everyone is above elementary school age, they've probably been to school at least once. Not only going to school is just studying, but we also have a purpose to learn about social interaction. With the encounters, the social interactions include the etiquette that students must prepare for adults. In addition, face-to-face classes are much more advantageous because communication between team tasks, presentations, and general tasks can be carried out smoothly, and the importance of cooperation can be realized through a team. One of the reasons that face-to-face classes is advantageous is students can avoid being exposed to online video. Recently, excessive use of cell phones, computers, and tablets has led to many news stories and videos. According to article in the Jeju Ilbo, 65% of the 400 people who were infected with the new coronavirus have been converted to online classes, and the increase in internet use has increased. Even in this school, because online media is more likely to expose us to these electronic devices, cell phones, and tablets, and are especially like to show symptoms of addiction. Thus, if we spend more time using online media, we are likely to be exposed to bad things such as spending a lot of money on online gambling and online games. With face-to-face learning, you can don't have the option to say, I will just watch the class and do the work later. You have a set time to be at class, and each year is possibility to manage your time correctly. To be at that class, having to physically go into class, first you account table and teach you students about the responsibility skills within senior when entering the workplace. Therefore, I think it would be better for us to have face-to-face class.
Okay, very good.
One question. I have to say something. I'd like to say something to the judge. We prepared the offside position, and the other party has prepared what it has prepared. I hope you will take that into account. Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
Done.
It's an open party.
I have a question. You say online classes can play game, right? But we have a solution. The solution is we can remove mouse or so, and we can study in front of parents, right? So we can prevent this disadvantage. So we can focus more easily. So we translate disadvantage in advantage. We translate disadvantage in advantage. So I think that is Online classes advantage.
Can you speak more?
Can you repeat?
Repeat.
Can you repeat?
You say online classes can play games and some chatting with friends, right? So, but we have a solution. So the solution is we can remove mouse also, and we can study in front of parents. So we can focus easily, and we can't play game also, and we can't play chatting. So we can focus easily. We can translate disadvantage in advantage. So that is our advantage, I think.
We can sleep. No awesome.
So we can add some sour thing, right?
Sour tea.
Yeah. Like lemon, right?
Is that a suggestion?
But it is not or the not remove the or sleeping.
Why? That is sour, so I can sleep.
But can sleep.
Why? How? We can't sleep. Okay.
Where can okay.
I will experiment you. If you're sleeping, I will put in your mouth in lemon. So I think you will be wake up, right?
I'm not.
Can I have
Yes?
come again your question?
We can translate disadvantage in advantage because he said our disadvantage is playing game and chatting with others. So, but we have a solution. The solution is we can remove the mouse and we can study in front of parents. So we can focus easily. So we can translate disadvantage in advantage.
Okay.
So that is our advantage, not disadvantage.
Okay. So if parents go working or we have also laptop and tablet and we have also phone. How about this?
So we can remove mouse.
Mouse?
Yeah. Like more like this. Yeah, so we can focus. If parents going in house, they will prepare CCTV. Do you know CCTV?
CCTV?
They will monitor. The parents will monitor, and they will say studying now, so they can study.
Okay, in my experience, my parents know that I don't want to study and I don't study in home. So if there are CCTV monitoring camera, I don't study in home. This is solution.
You didn't study? That
I
is
don't
your-
care. I don't care.
That is your experience, not
Yes.
all.
Not all, but it's two.
Okay? Even if my parents go out, anyone who has will study well done. Alone. We can study alone. Even if my parents go out, anyone who has will study well alone.
Okay, that will be
Because-
the last question. Okay, last. You answer.
Okay, because they have a mind. that mind is I have to study, so I have to go college, and so I have to earn money. So they think if I am not studying, I will fail.
There are people who don't want to go college and who don't want to earn of money, but how do they attitude?
And the students will not study in the face-to-face classes too.
But teachers can regulate them.
So parents can monitor, so parents can stop. And in face-to-face class, in online classes also can stop. Teacher can say.
Okay, stop. Okay, ready for the last presenter? Okay, so Sayan, are you ready? Okay. Sayan? You ready? Start now.
Hi, I am Talon, the last speaker. Chris said that the students will be comfortable because they are at home. And Blair said first, online education allows students to attend classes from any location of their choice. So she said online learning offers students the accessibility of time and place in education. Second, online improves students' attendance because online education can be taken from home or location of choice. The online learning system, with its range of options and resources, can be personalized in many ways. It is the best way to create a perfect learning environment suited to the needs of each student. And I will explain about flexibility and reducing costs. Among the many benefits of an online learning, you will find virtual classrooms are great for people who are advancing their education while working. In a traditional classroom, lectures will be scheduled at a specific time of day, and your schedule will be formed around the availability of classes. If you are currently employed and classes aren't available after your working hours, it can be difficult to juggle a course load in addition to your work duties. When attending a virtual campus, online learning allows for far more autonomy in deciding your own schedule. That means you can study whenever it's convenient for you. Live with some noisy roommate. Having more control over your schedule also means you can avoid distractions easier. And in online classes, it has more free time. Because your schedule isn't dictated by classes, you can spend more time doing the things you want. Plus, in addition to saving money, not having to commute also means saving time because you don't need to travel to and from campus. That extra time can be used in any way you want, such as focusing on your career or spending time with your family. All you need is a digital device and an internet connection, and you have access to the necessary tools to further your education and earn your degree on your own time. And other topic, career advancement opportunities. Just like courses taken in a traditional classroom setting, virtual learning can provide you with a number of career advancement opportunities. Because you're the master of your own schedule, students of virtual learning are better prepared to continue working while pursuing academic credentials. and for students who aren't employed, academic work can serve to explain and discontinuity or gaps in a resume. In either case, the advantages of virtual learning can be clearly seen on our resume.
Teacher, can I instead of studying?
No. Continue.
Okay.
Conclusion.
And I have the cons of face-to-face. Traditional classes are not as flexible as online classes because you have to stay consistent and attend courses in the required schedule. However, traditional learning might be better if you stagger. No. Another beneficial aspect of online classes is that they are more affordable than traditional ones because the cost per credit is usually lower. The lower cost is because there are fewer traveling costs and the teacher doesn't need to work full time to conduct the class. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sayan. Question?
Yes. You said online class is very flexible, so they can customize on their own. But students can't regulate themselves because they are weak. They are weak to desire. They don't know how to tolerate their desire. But in online class, in face-to-face classes, fixed schedule is very effective for students learning.
Can I answer? We can also make schedule also effectively, and we don't have space constraints, so we can study everywhere also, and we can make also effective schedule.
But students don't know how to tolerate themselves.
So
like
they
online game or SNS, they can't tolerate themselves, their own ability, because
so
they need to help from teacher.
yeah, they ask the help and they fix their disadvantage also. They can.
You can add more. You can help your member.
So, and to introduce our advantage, we can.
So if you are answering her question, you can state your own answer. Okay? But you cannot add more information. Because she already summarized it. Yan lang yung nagsasalita. Kaya nauubusan na eh.
Dapat na sinong tinanong siyang sasabihin.
I can fix it more efficiently according to the teacher's advice and parents' advice also. So we can fix this advantage.
Last question.
I mean is flexibility. You said flexibility schedule is advance of online class, but I think flexibility is not advantage of your online class because they can't regulate themselves, their own ability. So immediately and directly they need to help from teacher.
Yeah.
Directly.
So they ask teacher help, so they can fix also. They can fix.
Okay? Done. Next, last.
So that is not face-to-face advantage only.
Okay. Quiet. Sian, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, you can start now.
Lastly, I will summarize our ideas that before we explain. First, our idea is that students can focus on their classes more than online classes. For example, in online classes, teachers can confirm what students doing if they turn off the video. This meaning is that students can do not listen to classes. It depends on their choice. But in face-to-face classes, there's no option for students to listen to their classes. It sounds bad to face-to-face, but it is not bad and even better for students learning. This meaning is that in school, there is a discipline. According to discipline, students have to focus on studying during their class time, and if they do not study and interrupt others during class time, teachers can regulate and teach them to behave correctly. As a result of this, students can focus more on their learning. Second, our idea is that students can interact with others. In school, we always meet different people like friends or teachers. And in this sense of belonging, students can learn a lot of things. For example, students can feel conflict with others. In this situation, they can learn how to apologize to each other. Furthermore, if there are people who have bad relationship with them, they can learn how to undo of bad relationships to good relationships. And they can make good relationship with others. And the other advantages of social interaction based on school experiences is in their job. They can deal with situations fluently and appropriately when they grow up and have a job. And as we follow the rules of school, we can learn that we can't control our society world by our own ability, so we can accept and follow the rules. Third, our idea is that face-to-face classes can avoid exposure to online media. In school, we spend almost all time to hang out with friends or study in class time without gadgets. Of late, excessive use of online media, a lot of students have an addiction to online media. So, they can't regulate their desire by their own capabilities. But in face-to-face classes, if they don't regulate themselves, there are teachers. So teachers can regulate directly their desire. As we live our life, we must know that we regulate ourselves. And the school makes us we can tolerate and regulate our desire. According to Dongguk University Taehyunsil professor's thesis, over 60% of students who are enrolled at the university feel depression and lethargy because they spend the time to use electric gadgets and they can't go out because of online classes. Considering all this, the conclusion that we want to convey is that school is not only a place where we study, but also we can learn something about our social life. For example, we can feel conflict with others or teacher, such as teacher or friends. We can learn how to solve that problem and how to undo the relationship. Relationship is very important to our life. So face-to-face classes is very effective to students. School is very important in our life. The purpose of the school place is to learn life experiences before entering society. Students can feel conflict by going to school, like fight to each other to school, but it can also be an experience for students. So I think school is not place where we study. so we can also learn about something about our life. So school is very important in our life. Face to face has a lot of advantages more than disadvantages. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Question.
You said you can change bad relationship in good relationship. It is not only an advantage of face-to-face classes, because you can make good relationship through messenger or so. So we can make good relationship or so. So that is not only advantage of face-to-face class.
It is paradox because I mean the interacting of school is can learn to undo bad relationship to good relationship, because we in our school we can learn and we can meet other people with different people step, so we can learn how to apologize to each other, so how to undo the relationship is very important, our interaction, because interaction is very important to our life.
Yeah, but we can also run in online classes. These days, almost people use Messenger, right? And also, we all academic students and teachers also use Messenger, right? So Messenger can run talking skills also, and you say you can bring your classes also, right? In face-to-face classes.
Okay.
Yes.
According to the software
Which one? The first one?
even
press
when I go
this
to
one.
school, I can
I
use
have to say
electronic devices
After.
and play
This
games in class.
Thank you.
They can class, and we can use in gadget. We can do multitasking also. We use multitasking. We find some resource and we can recording and we can review. So that is not disadvantage of online.
But Southfield students. Okay. In that cases, we have to use gadget in break time. In class time, we have to study. We have to focus on the study. But if you don't study in class time, it's interrupt to others, and in face to face, we can learn how to apologize each other.
So
Last question.
last. So in school, we can use gadget in classes study time, right? So they can play game also, I think.
In class time?
Yeah.
In class time, they can use the phone to play the game.
Phone or notebook and tablet. I can
Play the
think.
game
Yeah.
in class time.
Yeah. Most of high school use tablet PC or notebook and cell phone, so they can do other unnecessary things.
No, I think not, because we can't use in class time. We can't use the gadget in class time to play the game.
Why?
This is the rule. I told you. This is the rule. Discipline. In social discipline, school discipline.
But some students ignore some rules, so they play or game also in
So-
online classes. Also, they play games also, but this is not disadvantage of online. It can be disadvantage of face to face also.
No, I think it's not, because you said ignore the rules.
Yeah.
So we can learn how to follow the rules. I told you. Because
So I
school
said-
is place where we learn to how to follow the rules, like discipline of the rule.
So I said some student ignores rules.
Okay, so we know your point and your point. So that will be the last. Okay, so we will give you the result after. Okay, so Hante.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay,
Good
so
job.
good job.
Okay.
We will be announcing the winner. Okay, in a few minutes. Okay,
Okay.
congratulations everyone.
Congratulations.